According to the stories, I was born in the Mekong Delta, supposedly Bạc Liêu, although I don't actually ever say that. I usually just say Sóc Trăng because that's where I first stayed in an orphanage in Sóc Trăng. I was born with a twin, and we were adopted together and raised together. But she lives in she continues to live in the U.S. and I'm here. So what the story is that my biological mother died during giving childbirth to us, and my father was unable to take care of us for reasons don't quite know, and I guess there was no family that could also take care of us, so he put us up for adoption. We were selected to be evacuated out. Most children either went to the U.S., a few went to Australia, maybe even Europe, but most went to the U.S. And we just happened to be on the first plane to go out. Loaded onto the plane, my twin and I were both put on the lower deck. As you know, it's C5A. It's quite a large plane. At the time, it was the largest in the world. There's 2 levels. We were placed on the lower deck, which is more for cargo. So it's for vehicles or just supplies for the military. So we were just kind of put on the ground and sitting there on the floor of the plane. The plane took off, and for some reason, one of the nurses that was taking care of us decided to move us upstairs. So we were put upstairs and put into the both of us sitting in one little chair. Up on the second level, they have more proper seats like a normal commercial airline. And so they were, trying to get the children out of the plane. So they're actually literally almost just throwing children out of the plane just because of the fire. And we were found maybe over a day later, actually just laying in the rice paddies. According to stories, it's maybe some rice a farmer found us, or if it was simply, search and rescue, going out and looking for children. They found us. My parents that adopted me actually got a telegram saying that we had died because we couldn't be found. And then later, another day later, they actually got another telegram saying that they found us. According to the stories, we were found right next to each other, lying in a rice paddy. All documentation was destroyed, so birth dates, names, place of birth, all were destroyed. So all this, even my birth date, is just been given to me. We were brought back to Ho Chi Minh, the airport, and according to the news reports, there was not another plane available for 11 days, and that's where a man named Bob McCauley saw these news reports, was very moved by it, and he mortgaged his house to charter a plane and bring us over within 48 hours. We were on that plane and brought to, I think, landed in San Francisco. To be honest with you, I don't have any memory of exactly some point in time where this, that I was told about this experience. I've just always known. For some reason, I think my parents always told us the stories, always told us that we were adopted. I've always known about everything. So I can't really say of this, one particular moment in time when I knew. I do remember knowing that I was different, being like I was Asian compared to everybody else that was white in my community. One day I remember looking in the mirror and going, "Oh God, you're not the same as everybody else." And then I was like, "That's cool, no worries." Of the plane crash, I was quite interested once I got to university. So I started to do quite a bit of research. Actually, one of my housemates was very interested in flying and planes, became a pilot actually, and so he was quite intrigued by the story. So we together did a lot of research on it. So I learned a lot about why it crashed, the pilot even who survived, and and his story about it. Obviously, even the changes they made to the airplane because of that, lawsuits that were filed from families. So I knew quite a bit about what actually happened. When I actually saw video though, and actually the first real long documentary was only put out maybe 5-7 years ago by National Geographic, and then they did this airplane investigations, and that was the first time I actually saw so much footage of actually the plane crash. Once before, I'd only seen maybe a black and white one shot that was maybe 15 seconds of the aftermath. Now, I wouldn't say disturbing, because I knew everything, I understood quite a bit about it, but just brought it to real life that, oh my God, this actually did happen. These aren't just things I'm reading in the newspaper and these stories. Actually, here's some real footage that's showing the crash, what it looked like afterwards, the investigation. So that kind of put it into realization that it actually really did happen. Do I think it's changed me? As I said, I don't know if it would have, if I would be any different. I do believe though that I take life and embrace it, and I try to do what I think is best for people as well as myself. I take advantage of the opportunities that this plane crash, or even the whole idea of adoption gave me, being able to be raised in the U.S., get a good education, have opportunities that many people don't have, and I believe that I tried to take advantage of those in a positive and in a constructive way. And at the same time, people probably know me as a bit of a free spirit, and I think that might be part of it, that you really have to just take life and enjoy yourself, and hopefully you do something good at the same time.
And have you thought about trying to find it before?
I thought about it, but I never thought about finding it. I just didn't ever think that there was actually anything that was going to be there, or that was actually within semi-easy to access and to locate. So I actually thought about it, but I never really thought about that actually it being a place or a spot. So not until recently I didn't really think much about it.
And what do you expect it'll be? What do you expect to find out there?
Rice paddy. That's about it, I'm guessing. I saw a photograph from that friend who went out there. So pretty much, I think it's just a field, and then a small headstone or something like that, or something. And I don't expect anything more than that. I wouldn't think that they would want. I mean, I don't think it's needed. I mean, personally.
So you're pretty sure this is the spot?
I'm not 100% sure, but according to the photograph that my friend came and visited, this is exactly the same place.
So it was probably these fields where you and your sister lay for almost 2 days before they found you?
Yeah, probably. I don't know whether or not if it's this was the initial crash site was here. I mean, the initial touchdown point, but then the plane did bounce for nearly 1 kilometer or more. So I don't know whether or not this is actually where the plane ended up, or if this was just the initial impact. But either way, it doesn't matter. We're here in the area. Okay, this is where it ended up. Okay, good to know. All right, cool. It's interesting. Just interesting. According to Young, he just said that an old lady can tell a story or something like that, and this is where the plane ended up, in this area here. She said the old lady said she knows a spot near here that has like a little shrine or something for for the dead. So we can go there now if you want.
Đó quê chỉ mấy ông kia về. Đây dữ liệu là em của thằng này anh, thằng kia em, hai anh em. Cái thằng này nè, thằng này thì thằng anh, thằng kia thằng em. Ở bớt đây là nó xây biểu lại xây biểu thời miếu thời mấy dòng đó. Dạ.
No. How does he decide just to put the shrine up and keep? Look after it.
Xây không có ai đâu ai xây được.
Mà tại lúc đó có cái nó bị
cái đó là hồi đầu nó rớt, anh hiểu không? Rớt cái cục máy bay đó rớt nằm đó rồi nhà mới thấy vậy đó. Rồi cũng như xưa nó cũng mấy ổng cứ quậy hoài, cũng như đi ngang cái lâu quở người này quở người kia. Rồi nhà mà dạ mới xây lên cái miếu nhỏ, nhưng mà xây tấm tan kiểu như cái vậy xây vậy nè. Rồi xong mới cắt lên sơ xài thôi. Rồi cái hồi đó bà già bà đó cái bị giống như là này kia cái nó thôi ôm cái miễu này dục với sông đi, chứ mấy ổng đi quá. Rồi nhà cái mới nói thôi má chỗ ta ở mà má quăng với sông mà chỗ ta ở đâu rồi tội nghiệp cho mấy đứa nhỏ nó ngang nó dính này kia nữa. Rồi bà già không đem rồi xong cái mới xây năm rồi nó xây dưới rồi vô thấy quyền luôn chứ mới xây dưới. Cái vấn đề mà về tâm linh là không biết mấy ông này có linh có nghe có mà tin không, chứ là có mấy ông này còn sống. Mấy ông hiện giờ là những cái mà con hồn nó còn đó nha. Tại vì là mấy đi ngang đây là mấy chú nhỏ này nè giỡn là kiểu như là kéo xe này chặn đồ xe người ta đó, có đó. Rồi nhà mới thấy vậy nó mới lập cái miễu lên, nhà có đó. Rồi bị cản ha, bị ngang đó mà giỡn mấy ông giỡn cái sáng cái ta đem bánh lại hai trái cây là cúng. Rồi nhà mới thấy vậy thôi, cũng như người ta sợ quen hồn quẩn quất không có cho ở, nhà mới lập cái miễu đó, chứ nguyên nhân là vậy chứ không ngoài ra là phải không hiểu đâu.
Có cứu ra được, có 1-2 người sống sót thì máy bay xuống vớt đi thôi, còn không sống sót thì ở đó. Bây giờ cái nhà mà ở đây giao đừng có cái nhà đó là một hôm trước á, mấy cái vong linh mà chết á về nhà đó ở đó, nhà ở tao cúng mấy lần không cả triệu mấy triệu bạc, mình cúng cả mấy lần mới vớt vong đi đó.
Người chết hả?
Người chết còn vong vô đó bực quá.
Thì bà có thấy được nhiều người chết không? Bà có thấy không?
Ông nội cũng dám lận
Asked, did she hear the plane? Did she hear the plane crash?
Thì nghe nó cái ồ cái rồi từ từ nghe nó ra cái ồ cái rồi từ rớt từ bảnh xuống cái đó là mới xuống tới chỗ đó là mới rớt hết đó. Rớt hết thì ông chồng tôi mới chạy ra coi, tôi còn la tôi chửi ông, đã người ta chết rồi ra coi, ổng ra coi thử coi ra sao.
Thì lúc đó có ai tới đó liền để cứu không?
Ai dám tới.
Không ai tới hết.
Ai dám tới.
Thì bao lâu người ta mới tới để cứu?
Bao lâu tới cô biết họ tới là làm gì không? Họ tới là kiếm vàng kiếm tiền. Kiếm vàng kiếm tiền đồ rớt. Cô sẽ sợ thấy ông nội cô có dám lại, tôi dám ra đâu.
Rồi sau đó có máy bay tới đi cứu mấy người còn sống.
Cứu người sống đó.
Dạ. Đến mấy người chết thì có ai mang đi không?
Không ai mang đi.
Không ai mang đi hết.
Chết rồi đó.
Chết nằm ở đó, chết
ở đó nằm đó rõ luôn rồi đó. Bởi vậy cái vong linh còn mới vô cái nhà đó ở đó.
Nhưng mà làm sao mà người ta biết cái người còn sống mà người ta tới thì người ta cứu người còn sống thì
máy bay xuống gà xuống thấy á. Máy bay vô vớt vụ ẩm đi.
Okay. So Landon, did you think we'd find as much as we have out here today?
No, actually not. I'm actually really pretty impressed by some of the the stories we've heard and some of the discussion we've had with a couple of the locals out here talking about it. So I was really quite happy to get a bit more understanding and a bit more of what happened, and just they're telling the story and stuff. It's interesting, actually.
And response, how does it? What's been feeling like, particularly seeing part of the plane?
Yeah, actually, I don't quite know. I think I'm gonna let it sit for a little while and just and then maybe reflect on it maybe, and then maybe in a couple days I'll maybe something will hit, or maybe something won't hit. But I do feel gratified by just simply doing it. Coming out here and asking the questions, just trying to experience a little bit of it. So I think that's what I'm gonna go away with right now, and then later on I'm gonna maybe try to assess what it is to me and how it matters to me and other people. So.